Hello, a bit of a different video today. We don't just repair electrical items at Repair Cafe, we'll repair anything that people bring in, more or less. Nothing expensive, because there's got to be we have to be cautious about repairing things too expensive, because if it's a laptop or mobile phone and it's a fundamental fault, then it's probably better taking to a professional repairer that will guarantee their work. But yeah, we'll give most things a go. So what have I got here? This is the blind to my office. We've had these blinds in the house for about 15 years, ever since we moved in, and I'm way too tight to actually replace this one. And from time to time, the string here snaps, so we end up with the string is solid here, but this one has snapped altogether. So I'm going to give it a go. I've done this quite a few times. It's a very frustrating fix, but very satisfying once it's been replaced. We all know blinds cost quite a lot of money, and I wouldn't say I'm tight, but I do like to spend my money on other things. Now, I've got the ubiquitous tool for fixing most things, which is a dinner knife. Obviously, right tool for the job. Just got to prise the ends out of the supports at the top and at the bottom. There is a screw in this one, so I might have to run and go and get a screwdriver, or use my universal tool. Let's hope my wife doesn't watch this video. And again, she's quite used to me by now. And I'm sure she would much rather me fix this blind than go and spend a few £100 on some new blinds. I quite fancy the sort of shutter style blinds that actually clip onto the windows. My office faces faces east, so it gets the sun right from about 12:30 right through to the time it sets. So it gets very hot in there. So I'd like to be able to not only shade the windows, but open the windows as well. So I think if they were attached to the window, I'd be able to do both. Right, so that's the end caps off. I seem to be missing an end cap. Okie dokie. Right, so in this piece here, this piece clips in. So again, actually, I'm just trying to remember, do I pop this off now, or do I do it when it's slightly open? I think I've got to do it when it's slightly open. Let's see if I can remember how to unlock this. God, these blinds do my head in. Just have to keep reminding myself I'm going to save money. There we go, I've unlocked the pull string. And then, which way round does this go? Come off that way. Happy days. Okay, so inside here is the catch that the pull string goes in, and it's a straightforward mechanism. The string goes through this side. There's a couple of sort of grooved cogs, not exactly cogs, but reels with grooves on them. And as the cord pulls one way, they bite into it and keep it locked, and as it pulls the other, they release and release. So you need to pop this out. Actually, do I need to pop this out? I always pop it out when I fix it, but I'm not sure if I do. No, I do, because the string goes in at the back, so I need to be able to get into that. These are reversible, so you can choose to lock the cord to the left or lock the cord to the right. So it's always important to try and remember which way round you're used to doing it. I fixed the bathroom tap once with a replacement cartridge, and unfortunately I put a left on the right or a right on the left or something that drove everyone mad in the house, but they had to live with it, so I had to fix it again. Right, so there we go, that pops out. Apologies if you hear any noise in the background. It's Sunday morning. Chores are happening. Vacuuming is going on. You might see the vacuum sort of going around. You know, I say vacuuming going on. We have a robot vacuum, and it will be, it might be on camera, but it will pop round, do the kitchen. For some reason it didn't kick off last night, so I did a bit of maintenance on it and I hadn't put it back in the dock properly, so it was my own fault. Right, okay, so that is the top support removed. Then so put that up there. Try to remember, so A, the side that says A needs to be visible when it's in like that. So I just need to remove the bottom support, because what happens, the threads come down here and they get tied off at the bottom. And this bottom support has a lead weight in it that keeps the blind straight and true. Is it lead? Or it might be iron because it's a little bit rusty. And then if you see here, we've got some sort of washers that keep the thread on. If I pull that one, that's actually still attached at the top. But if I pull this one, relatively long, but you can see it's broken off. Great. So let's start with the rest of the disassembly. Again, get the multi-tool. Prise this away. I think one of the hardest things of doing these videos is trying not to swear. I'm sure we all do it, but I probably want not to do it on camera. There we go, a bit fiddly. Pull that out, get rid of that piece of string. Now you need to be careful with the other one, because you need to make sure that the dimensions are correct, because the last thing you want to do, and I've learned this from experience, is thread it all up and realise that your blind only goes down 2/3 of the way, and then you have to start all over again. And it's better that the strings are too long than too short, because if they're too long you can trim them off in place and get your pull cord exactly the right length. But if they're too short, then you're going to be having a bad day, because you'll have to start all over again. Pop that off. Pop off the other side. There we go, that's free. Now, once I've pulled this through, I can measure it up. And when I say measure, it just needs to be a sort of a loose, rough guide. Now that didn't seem to be attached to anything either, so that's interesting. That's because of I cut it there. So it is wider than my arm span. So if I fold it in half, so okay, so folded in half, it is just shorter than my arm span. So if I do both new pieces, the width of my arm span twice, and we should be good. So come prepared, got some cord, although I seem to remember I've got good cord and bad cord, because some of it was too thick and some of it was too thin. So I think this is the better one. We shall find out. So that's one arm length and another arm length. Let's clip it off. Then do it again, because we need two pieces. It's a simple matter of threading it through the blind, which is easier said than done. Oh, come on, you were so much easier for the first piece. It's all tangled up. Right, let's do that. Okay, do it again. So this is something we could do at the repair cafe, but we don't necessarily keep blind cords and things like that. So if you do ever go in to get something fixed and we can't do it there and then, we'll either advise you what to buy and tell you to come back the next time. The cafe I go to runs once every 6 weeks. It's within a shop, so we don't want to interrupt them too much, but it's brilliant location. It's right in the centre of the town where I live, so it means we get all the footfall, and it really fits in with the ethos of the shop because it's a zero plastic shop where you can take your containers and go and get your pasta, your coffee. Coffee is very good there, by the way. They've also got a few tables for serving coffee, etc. So really, really nice place to do our repair cafe because it's just absolutely in line with the business itself. And they very kindly let us take over for a few hours every 6 weeks. Right, so to thread it through, now you won't be able to just get the thread and poke it through because that's just not going to happen. What I use is some darning needles, which is good because my darning, I would say, is subpar. I have darned in the past, generally trying to fix school jumpers, particularly when my son was at primary school. For some reason he seemed to go through the elbows once a week. Never quite sure exactly what he was doing. But yeah, having to darn the jumpers because they're not cheap, are they? So I have to take that plastic piece off because if I remember correctly, the darning needle doesn't fit through the washer, but that won't be so difficult to push through. So let's see if I can get this through. Bit of a wiggle. There we go. Happy days. That's the one. Come across the other side. Take the plastic piece off. Those plastic pieces are there because this fabric, it's a sort of honeycomb foil / fabric construction, so it's both blackout and also helps retain heat, so relatively good during the winter times, and good to put behind your curtains as well if you have curtains, and then you can block out the light, still have your pretty curtains up, and keep the cold out during the winter months. So this can be quite fiddly sometimes trying to get it through these washers, so maybe a bit of a lick. I have to deploy some swearing in a second. The other challenge here is actually trying to see it through the right part of my very vocal glasses. I've had to start wearing varifocals this year, so again, sign of my age. But it comes to all of us, I guess. Always very jealous of people that don't need to wear glasses. There we go. So trimming the end at an angle just gives you that tiny bit of extra ability to get the cord through. So we just sort of wrap it around a few times. There's no special technique really. It just needs to lock itself in place. So get it through a couple of times. And then what I always do is pull this loop up, thread the cord through there, and then I can pull it tight and bring that bit closer so you can see. So pull it tight, and then that locks it in place. Let's see if I can zoom that in. Can I zoom it in when it's going? This is really difficult. Right, okay, I don't think that's focusing very well. I'm watching the video on my watch, to allow me to see if I've got things in frame, etc. I've not got a load of posh videoing kit. Maybe I should have brought my laptop down as well to film this so I could have seen it on the big screen. Never mind. It'll only be my 4th video, I think. So that one goes on there. And then the other end, I need to make sure I thread it through the plastic guide. That pops up through there. That sits on top of the blind. Then do this one. I think I'll immediately trim the end on an angle, because I know it's too challenging to get it through straight off. So this is the fiddly bit. Oh, I got it through first time. There we go. There's a top tip for me. Next time I do this, do the thread on an angle. Right. Get the loop, pull it through. I think I found out I was using the wrong cord last time by the fact that I got it all fitted together, and then I'm going to put it into the locking mechanism. The damn thing wouldn't lock, because the wheels, well, it would lock, but it wouldn't release. So the cord, the thread, whatever you want to call it, was just too thick. Find the other end, pop it through. And you see these have a particular orientation, so you've got to be careful. I'm assuming it's got a metal washer here because the friction of the cord over many, many days and years would just cut through the plastic. So we've got the metal ring there. And the sort of shorter side needs to face outwards. If I remember correctly, we are approaching swearing territory because this can become a bit of a challenge. So let's get the cord down like that. It does help having a big surface to be able to do this on, so we're very lucky that we've got such a large kitchen island to work on. My wife is out this morning and the kids are still in bed, so got the doors open. It was sunny. It looks like it's starting to cloud over, but it's quite a pleasant day today. Off to the rugby later. My son's ball boy today, so he'll be made up about being on pitch with the players. I'm not sure how long that'll last. So he has to sit on a small stool, so he's not in the way of the spectators. So I'm not sure if he'll want to do it again, but I'm sure he'll be made up this time. And he gets to see a bit of the like the back operations of the stadium and things like that. And he wants to go into some form of sport as a career, either as a player or into the coaching side. So I think given how competitive you have to be and the sort of skill levels you have to be, or probably be more the technical and coaching aspect that he'll end up doing. Right, so these cords need to go up through this hole up here where the clip goes in, and then we feed it through the clip. if I do manage to do everything right first time today, it will be the first time ever I've managed to do these blinds, because I think we've got these blinds in our bedroom, my office, and both the kids' bedrooms. They're not very imaginative or pretty blinds, but they are very practical, which is probably me. Not very pretty, but very practical. So let's fish this through. So this can be a real fiddle. So I don't know if you can see, there's a couple of gears in there. I should stop saying gears. There's a couple of grooved reels. So you have to make sure that these fish through the grooved reels. And they also have to make sure they pass through. There's a piece at the front, there we go. There's a piece at the front that they need to pass through as well. 'Cause, right, one's gone through and the other one's gone for a holiday somewhere. Where's that popping out? Oh, there we go, it's fallen out altogether. No. Just imagine my swearing. Come on. There we go, don't fall out, no. Brilliant. Okay, so we want the letter A to be visible, so it's the right way round. That goes in there. Clip it in. It's a bit difficult to test where it's not fully constructed, but there we go, it is working. Right, so all I need to do, get the bottom support on, then put all the end clips in, then I can go and install it, and then when I install it I'll be able to tie off and cut the cords at the end. This can be a fiddle as well. Oh, actually, oh, this doesn't look good. So it looks like this is starting to detach from the rest of the blind. I might have to put my hand in my pocket one day and actually get a new blind if this doesn't work. I filmed a video yesterday and the sun was incredibly bright and I had nothing to stop the harsh light behind me. Hopefully it didn't affect the video too much. I'm not a big fan of rewatching my videos back, which I probably ought to do, but I'm not vain in that sense. I'm not doing this because I want to gain a massive following and all that sort of stuff. It's more about, I want to share what I know, and also it's an outlet for me to be able to talk about these things and not bore my my poor family having to listen to me talk about this stuff all the time. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. We're going to get the swearing territory. Maybe I'll try from the other side first. So yeah, I talked about the repair cafe that I go to and volunteer at, but there are many more. I'm up in Manchester. I think there's 10 or 15 cafes now. There seems to be quite a few that have popped up recently. So I think as people hear about them, they get interested and think that they could do something in their own town. So there's been more and more popping up everywhere. I volunteer at my local town, and also I'm in a bigger sort of WhatsApp group, and if people put shouts out for support, I will go and help out at other cafes as well if they're short on volunteers and if I've got the time to do it. Will that go on? Please go on. going on nicely. Yeah, happy days. Did that just stick? The second I said happy days, it got stuck, didn't it? Yes, something is gripping on it. So which one is it? So the challenge is you have to get these plastic washers to be up and away from the bottom of this runner so that they don't catch. And this one was catching quite a lot, and because the blind was sort of detaching at the bottom on this side, I didn't want to go too much. Right, okay, fantastic. That's got it. Right, so I'll just pop the end caps on. Trying to remember which side had the screw. There are screw holes for both ends, but I think you can only do the one side because of the fact that they have to be positioned with the blind in place. So yeah, so it has to be this end, I think, with the screw. No, it doesn't. It can be the other end. It's probably better at the other end because of that is where I've lost the damn screw now. Right, let's get the bottom piece in. Get the top pieces on, then I'll have a tidy up and no doubt I'll find the screw last minute. You've just got to be careful not to crush bits of the blind when these go on. Sometimes they can be a bit fiddly. There we go, that's popped in. That's popped in. Now what I've found in the past is if you don't have the screw in at least one end, it tends to pop out. Oh, there we go. Blind, now all working. I'll have a little tidy up, find the screw and get that in, but we're all good. So thank you for watching. We'll leave it there, I think, but all good. New blind, and I'll be able to install it in the office.